We may just want to go on all day listening to Ahmad Jamal. Isn't that right, John Mueller?
Yeah, this was before he got to be well known. It was recorded about 1955 out of Chicago, and he was just starting out at that point. The guitar player was Ray Crawford.
Oh, Ray Crawford.
Yeah.
He was a very underrated studio player, much revered by other musicians. He played just as well as anybody, Kenny Burrell, anyone like that. But he was uncredited on a lot of albums. I'm glad they gave him credit on just Ahmad Jamal.
And I've found that there's a lot of these musicians that are just absolutely exceptional that you never find out who they are.
And before that, we heard Surreal Amy, and she was singing on a Sondheim Adventure, and with so little to be sure of. And I just thought you'd like her voice.
She's nice. I didn't really get a chance to really hear. Maybe later on I can hear the full of her.
So we're broadcasting here from Gifts and On. It's our annual broadcast, and we have gifts. It's a good day for gifts. I'm making out like a bandit. This here I was saving for Facebook Live. This, John, is an Indiana Hacksaw. And I have to tell you the story behind this. As I told you, we had some family in town this morning, including my wife's cousin who drove up from Tucson. She never comes to Phoenix, but she did today. And she said, "Tom, I've got something for you." And she presented me with this. This is one heavy-duty hacksaw. And she said it's an Indiana hacksaw. It came from her mother's side of the family. It came from the turn of the century from Indiana. And Zach from here at Gifts and On, he's from Indiana. So I want him to know about this Indiana hacksaw here. And she said that she had it in her collection. She had it hanging on the wall, but she thought I should have it. And the reason was because she used the key words hacksaw, and then she put moon in the search engine, and she found our show, John.
Oh,
She found all kinds of videos on YouTube, things like what we're doing right now, broadcasting from different places around the world and the state of Arizona. And so I had to show you this Indiana hacksaw. And so I'm very proud of that. And, this is just, if that's the first listener we have after 40-some years, I think we're starting to make some progress. What do you think?
it's a better hacksaw than I have, let's put it that way.
And then Marilyn, who won't come on camera or won't come on microphone, but she's been supporting us, sponsoring this show for, since 2011, however many years that is. Thank you, Marilyn, so much for supporting our show all these years, keeping us going, letting us do what we...
You're welcome.
She talked.
My pleasure.
Thank you. To let us get into this creative space, same time, same station each week. Now, she found these neckties, one of which John Mueller is putting on right now. She thought that this was hacksaw style. So see that on Facebook Live. And with this ensemble that I have going here, she thought that maybe it wouldn't work with the shirt. And then John said, no, that works very well with that shirt.
Only because of your impeccable taste.
We've got Zach over here who we're going to talk to in just a moment. He's going to pick out some of his favorite music. It's interesting the different eras of jazz that people like. And he likes Chick Corea, he likes Paco de Lucia, he likes John McLaughlin. And I know about all those guys. You do too. We were talking about people like Oscar Peterson and Art Tatum a little bit earlier. And we realized that we were in a different time zone. So, John, it's time for another selection. I would like you to pick out. You brought a stack of CDs here today. We're broadcasting live on the way at fullmoonhacksaw.com. You can log on and listen to our radio stream that way. We encourage you to do so.
This is a very interesting CD. One of the things I want to point out is that basically I don't know who most of these people are. My wonderful friend Robert Davies was moving back to Buffalo, New York. I feel sorry for him every day when I look at the weather.
We reached that far.
Yeah, do we? Well, I'll tell him. But he gave me a whole bunch of CDs, and these are them. I'm not sure what's in there, the history behind them. Some of them, like Oscar Peterson and John Hendricks, I know, but most of them I don't. But the music's good, so sit back and enjoy it.
Full Moon Hacksaw on WKAR is supported by listeners like you.
Here's pianist Phineas Newborn Jr., some Memphis jazz sounds.
It was a dream. What a dream I had on my mind. It was a dream. Yes, what a dream I had on my mind. When I got up this morning, not a thing could I find. Now I dreamed I hit the numbers and won on the horses too. I dreamed I had so much money I didn't know what to do. But that was a dream. Yes, what a dream I had on my mind. When I woke up this morning, not a penny could I find. I dreamed I was in the White House, sitting in the president's chair. I dreamed he looked around and said, "Spoon, I'm so glad you're here." That was a dream. I mean, a nightmare, really. It was. Oh, Lord, what a dream I had on my mind. When I woke up this morning, not a Nixon could I
Jimmy Witherspoon's Spoon, proving that things don't change much. It was just a dream I had on my mind. Phineas Newborn Jr. before that, a magnificent album, Phineas is Back, an album produced by Ray Brown on bass and the drummer Jimmy Smith. We took the track Tamarind Blues, an original by Mr. Newborn, Phineas Newborn Jr. He, by the way, was part of a musical family from Memphis. Calvin Newborn, his brother, was a well-known guitarist in the environs of the Tennessee community. Let's go on to Chicago. Here's a guy named Jim Cooper. Jim Cooper plays the vibraphone. Here, the Dolphin. Longinu Parsons. It's exciting. It's up. It's Search for the New Land. And we'll give you more of our review on that in just a moment. Preceding that, we heard Jim Cooper, a Chicago vibraphonist, and the Dolphin, just bordering on a bossa nova type feel. So back to this just heard, Longinu Parsons. It's rather confusing. It's a re-release, which was conveniently unmentioned in marketing materials. An album just sent to us, recorded in 1994 in Florida, first released in 1996, and it's now called Longinu Parsons Work Song 25th Anniversary Edition. Makes sense, from 94 to 19. Parsons played trumpet in avant-garde circles and then morphed into more structured music by the mid-1990s. On the original release of Work Song at that time, Parsons is credited with playing percussion, alto and soprano and bass recorders, and flugelhorn, whereas the great Nat Adderley plays cornet and produces the album. And I can't tell which one was the brass player on that last one. It did not sound like a flugelhorn to me. But what do I know? Adderley and Parsons both play brass on the album, despite period pictures of Parsons with the trumpet on both the original and the re-release covers. Piano was impressive, obviously influenced by McCoy Tyner, and the drummer also got a workout there. And we do know that today brassman Longinu Parsons II is honored to play Nat Adderley's cornet as his main horn. He currently holds advanced degrees in classical trumpet performance and composition. He's professor of music at Florida A&M University and president of Tribal Disorder Records, of which this re-release, we'll call it, is now available. By the way, he has a son, Longinu Parsons III, apparently a fairly well-known drummer. Just to further confuse us. Hacksaw Tom with you on a day of checking out things old and new, and for archiving purposes, this is show number 1735. Our weekly audio on Twitter, graphics on Facebook, videos on YouTube. More information, fullmoonhacksaw.com. If you experience a gamut of musical emotions, a few minutes adding up to an hour, then you know it's right. The History of Hacksaw.
Jazz and blues from RadioPhoenix.org. This is Full Moon Hacksaw, broadcast nationally through PRX, the Public Radio Exchange, and Pacifica Network's audio port. Distribution made possible with financial support by a grant fund, YoungSounds.org, a youth mentorship program and music ensemble, founded by a division of the American Federation of Musicians, providing scholarships for advanced musical education. Young Sounds of Arizona on Facebook. Promotional consideration for this program is provided by MIM, Musical Instrument Museum, the world's only global museum of musical instruments, and the MIM Music Theater, Tatum and Mayo Boulevards in Phoenix, MIM.org. Your host for this radio series is Tom Colson. Podcasts, archives, videos at Full Moon Hacksaw on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and .com.
At the end of a long 2016 election cycle, the two head writers of Saturday Night Live were spent.
It was a lot of work to keep up with everything that was happening in the news.
Yeah, it's like just drinking a little bit of poison every day. You're like, God, why do you feel sick? I've been drinking poison all year.
Sarah Schneider and Chris Kelly on SNL and their new hit comedy, The Other Two. Next time on It's Been a Minute from NPR.
Sunday night at 8 on 105.1 FM and AM 870 WKAR News Talk.
On the next Great Lakes Concerts, we'll hear the Brahms Second Symphony in a performance by the Traverse Symphony Orchestra, as well as choral selections from an Academy of Early Music concert by Voces 8. I'm Jody Knoll. Join me for Great Lakes Concerts, Saturday at noon on 90.5 Classical.
Full Moon Hacksaw on WKAR is supported by listeners like you. From Michigan State University, this is 90.5 WKAR FM East Lansing. your source for classical music and NPR in mid-Michigan.